And today the oracle is going to be speaking about the seemingly challenging times we have in the world and what we can best do to take advantage of them for our spiritual growth and evolution.
All right. All right. We want to begin by acknowledging that these are challenging times for some, but last year had challenging times for others. So we want to acknowledge that people have challenging times, so to say, all of the time. Now, right now it is, we will say, a more common challenging time, that more people are having a common challenge with the pandemic. All right, so in any challenging times, and certainly now, there are people who are losing their livelihood, losing perhaps some of the relationships that they value, losing their job or their business. And then there are also people who are gaining new relationships, gaining more income, perhaps a job, gaining, improving. What is the difference between these people? Can you be one of the gainers instead of one of the people losing? Yes, you can. How? How can you be instead gaining? Well, it really has far more to do with what we will call your self-image than anything else. How do you see yourself? How do you feel about yourself? Do you perceive that you are wise and capable? Do you perceive that you can recognize opportunities that come? Because opportunities do come for all. And do you know how, if you don't feel well about yourself, if you don't know how to recognize the opportunities, do you know how to shift that? Therein lies the difference between those who are going to be losing opportunities and those who are going to be gaining, raising themselves, improving their lives. And we say, it is therefore just a matter of focusing on and working with yourself, because as we said, those opportunities are there for all. The difference is whether or not you know how to recognize them and take those opportunities. So that is where the real challenge, so to speak, if there is a challenge, is within yourself. Look at yourself. Take some time to focus upon yourself and to focus upon, how do I recognize an opportunity? How do I elevate my perception of myself so that in clarity, not in ego, in clarity, I see that I am a child of God, a child of the universe, a human being with the same body, the same mind, so to speak, the same opportunities, the same heart. I have everything. I may not be exactly the same. I may not be equal to other people, but I am divinely equal. I am divinely able to take opportunities. How do I shift myself so that I feel I can take those opportunities? How do I shift myself so that I feel wiser, smarter, more capable? How do I shift myself so that I can truly match who I know I really am and take those opportunities? How can I help myself become one of the people who are gaining? And we say, the truth is, if you listen to people who do well, they say, who do financially well, they say, making money is easy. That's not the hard part. The hard part is somewhere within the self. The hard part is continuing to raise your energy, continuing to focus upon yourself. And our point is, we understand that you may agree, I don't know how to feel better about myself. Raise your frequency. Get yourself more in the flow. Meditate. Flow your energy. We say, then getting your life in a better place is not going to be the challenge. Getting yourself to the ability to gain from these experiences is not going to be the real challenge. You will find that where the most focus is needed is in yourself. Focus upon yourself. Make sure that you like yourself. If you feel there are things that you do not like, that you have a hard time looking in the mirror, literally looking in your mirror at your reflection and feeling happy, comfortable with yourself, then work on that. Find what it is that you do like about yourself and be with that more. Come to love yourself. Therein lies what is going to shift your karmatic energy, because karma is a lack of love and dharma is a place of learning to love yourself more and more. And that those people who are gaining from these times, they like themselves, and therefore they automatically put themselves into a mindset of the ability to take those opportunities, of the ability to feel as though they can take those opportunities. They like themselves enough to shift how they truly perceive. And then all of a sudden, it seems so obvious. All of a sudden, the opportunities seem as though there are more than one, and it becomes, what opportunity do I take? All of a sudden, you give yourself permission to live a higher life that was always there for you anyway. All of a sudden, you empower yourself. All of a sudden, you find that no one is taking away from you, not opportunities, not abilities, not your money, not your ability to attract money, to make a business or find a job. All of a sudden, you find it was always there in you. It is there. It is there now. You can discover it. All of a sudden, it is possible. Again, how? Because you focused there and you became more to your own liking and even to your loving. Therein lies the challenge. How do you come to like yourself more? How do you even find the parts that you don't like? Because sometimes you tend to put them in separate rooms. What I like about myself, what I don't like about myself. And you don't ever let these two get together unless you by accident go into one room or the other. Start to spend some time sitting with yourself, talking with yourself. Let yourself become aware and let yourself recognize what people who are raising themselves and taking those opportunities already recognize, which is you can. You have the abilities. You just have to decide to listen to us, or better still, listen to yourself. And in so doing, you will find that everything is here for you. You just have to start to line yourself up more and more, to like yourself more and more, and to come to love yourself. Therein lies the real gift and the real opportunity in these times. And it is yours to choose whether you are limited in the room that you don't like yourself in, and you don't like what seems to come, and you don't like feeling as though you have opportunities. You don't like it because you feel you don't have opportunities. Or whether you go more and more and grow the room of who you like yourself into your whole house and keep growing more and more from there. again, meditate, flow your energy, do whatever you need to do, but spend time in that room and growing that room. Is there something more that you would like us to speak to in this session?
Some people have expressed a lot of curiosity on, is there some kind of deeper meaning behind what's going on during this year? It seems like a year of turmoil in a lot of different areas, not just the pandemic, but in the U.S. politically and economically and other parts of the year. Is it just a cycle, or is there some meaning behind it?
One moment, please. Well, it is very interesting because you can look at this from the perspective of the individual, or you can look at it from the perspective of societies and even humanity, countries, going through a common global pandemic, a common experience. And we say that at that higher level, from more of a humanity, more of countries all having this common experience, there is a natural evolution to humanity. And you can say this is like a growing pain to humanity, a wake-up call, a time to focus more upon things that are more significant. Because when it is that there is such turmoil and difficulties, and in times when there is a loss, a fear, a threat, illness, and the losses of things such as relationships or jobs or life, then there is a natural focus upon what is more significant and important within. So you can say it is a calling, therefore, to look more so within, and we would say that at an even higher level, from a perspective that really is a higher frequency, we would say it is like a wake-up call, like a reminder. You want to stay on track within your evolution. And so if you have lost track of what is important, if you have lost track of the things that bring meaning in life, then you are starting to live a meaningless life by definition. And it is time to come back and find what is meaningful. A short life full of meaning is a far richer life, richer to the personality and richer to the soul, so to speak, than a long life that is one filled with pain and turmoil and searching. It is unfortunately not uncommon for people in these times to be in such form, to be lonely, to be searching, to be trying to constantly improve life, make life feel better, make life happy. It is that it is missing like a real meal, a real satisfying meal. If you are not having a satisfying meal in life, if your life is sort of scraps or foods that aren't really satisfying you, then that is never fun and pleasing meals. It is that a very wonderful, full, 7-course meal filled with all of the greatest things that are pleasing, nourishing, and leave you feeling wonderful. That is what you are really after. And so you can say, simply put, relatively speaking, that is a great deal of what is occurring, and there is a call to do that. And for example, in this country, literally people have been gaining weight because they have been staying home and having more meaningful meals. They have been cooking more and enjoying that part of life more. There has been a raise in challenges, but also in some real meaning. in some sitting and enjoying together, because a lot of people who bake, and the baking companies, they are the people who make baking supplies. They are making more money. They cannot keep up with the demand. And when bakers bake things, they always like to share, because otherwise it is too much for them alone. So that is a very good way of looking at what is happening on a larger scale. Anything else?
One more question, and then
Yes.
we can close it for today.
Because it will be now every other week, yes?
Yes,
Relatively speaking.
We will ask you to come every other Sunday.
Yes.
At this time.
And perhaps during the week, she says.
And perhaps during the week if something comes up. And we encourage everybody to answer any questions ask any questions they may have. You can post in the comments to the channel. And this is going to keep growing into something that I think everybody's going to enjoy, because the Oracle's been doing this for many, many years now, and there's a lot of wisdom to be had. But I guess the final question would be, this is the age, often is called, of authenticity, but when we look out into the world, it seems very inauthentic, and I think people have lost a lot of trust in society, in their leaders, and I would guess that there's more of a movement to...
Is a calling there as well?
Yes.
We do call this the age of authenticity, those years from 2012 forward, which really begins before, because energy is never at the stroke of midnight. Energy is amorphous. Energy is not linear. Energy is not contained. And therefore, this is the age of authenticity. It started really before 2012 and will continue for some time. And yes, there is a sense of distrust, a sense of things amiss. And it is exactly that meal we have spoken of. If you are going hungry in ways, if you are not satisfied, if you are in a place of distrust, you are seeking a better, more fulfilling meal. And it is a time to find things that resonate better. And therefore, you will find that people more and more, they are going to want leaders that they can believe in. For many years, leaders were always going to do as I say, but not as I do. And more, you are going to have a calling to, no, we want more authenticity, transparency. We want more humanity in ourselves, in our lives, and certainly in our world and our leadership. There is a very big call energetically in this age of authenticity to return to more of what is real. And so you will find that more and more people are going to want to be able to comfortably be who they are, and not just, well, who I am doesn't want to do that. Not just in a reaction, but in a deeper authenticity. More and more people are going to come deeper and deeper into themselves and want to find the magic that is a part of their soul. You want more magic in your lives, in the sense that you don't want something, whether it is a painting, a meal, a politician, or yourself, or your clothing. You're not going to want something, and it is already occurring. You don't want something that just is. You want something that really does and is what it says. You don't want a politician who doesn't really help you. You don't want an article of clothing that doesn't fit you well. More and more, even the things in your closet, you only wear the few that really hold who it is that you are. So more and more you are going to find that it becomes more and more important for everyone to look at who they truly are and bring forth truly higher vibrating frequencies. And you can say that in that sense, it is the age of authenticity, because there's a calling to return to and to bring forward and to raise, to have flowers blossom, have beauty come forward, have authenticity come forward, have the fragrance of a flower come forward, and have things really become more genuine, more meaningful, and more fulfilling for yourself and for everyone. It has been our great pleasure visiting with you today. We do invite any questions you may have, and we are very happy to help you in any way we can, as it is that we assist thus in this way, in this age of authenticity. One moment. All right, all right. Yes, all right. It has been our great pleasure visiting with you today.
Thank you, everybody. We will be, as we mentioned, the Oracle will be coming through. We're going to try to do this every other Sunday. They may come through more frequently during the week, but if you stay tuned, if you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, you'll be notified when there's a live event happening. Feel free to ask your questions in the comments, and we'll look forward to connecting with you the next time the Oracle comes through.
Thanks for joining us.